In this guide, I'm going to explain to you how Akalis RE Combo works, why it works, the advantages it gives, so when you should use it, and the disadvantages of the combo and when you should not use it. I like to call it the combo that makes you a good Akali, but also the combo that stops you from being a great Akali. Like, you need to master the abilities on their own instead of mastering just doing the same combo. And to give you the knowledge of the combo, I want to start with the knowledge of each single ability and then start with the first ultimate cast. Has two important things that you need to be aware of. The first one is it has a fixed distance dash, and depending on where you start casting it, if you cast it from max distance to the target, you end up a little bit behind the target. But if you cast it a little bit further, you end up a little bit further behind the target. And if you cast it like very close, you end up even further behind the target. The second part of the ultimate is the cast time, which is displayed like here at my cursor once I cast it. Is shorter than the animation time of Akali, which means this timer also indicates when Akali is able to interrupt the last part of the first ulti cast. Next, I want to explain the E, and then maybe even the Q, and then we can talk about the comboing. So, Akali's E looks like she throws a shuriken and dashes, but in reality, she dashes a bit first and then throws the shuriken. And the limits of this, you need to discover them on your own. Like, I could show you a lot of E's right now, but just go into practice tool and practice it yourself, and just be aware how the E like really works. And this also explains why the E is so easy to hit, especially in some situations which I'm gonna display later. This is the first important part. And the second important part about the E is, it's an obvious one, but you can choose like obviously where you want to land, right? You can, if you're on top of the target, you can use the E to dash into the direction you want, and it will guarantee a hit. So when you're casting the RE combo, you're doing pretty much the same as if you would just cast the E while you're on top of the target. So you can cancel the ultimate with any direction that you want. Like, it's not about doing a fixed combo and a fixed landing position, it's just a free E cast. You can choose any direction that you prefer. You can also cancel the first ultimate cast with a Q. We come closer to the topic of advantages of the RQ RE combo, or you could even cancel it with Shroud. But like, if you cancel it with Q, right? This was not cancelled, and if you cancel it, it's like faster. So you have the improvement of time. You can also make it easier to miss the Q if you do it fast. So I wouldn't focus on RQ that much because the improvement is just in time. But the RE allows you to do completely different things. Like, if you couldn't cancel it, you would always like land behind the target. You couldn't E in a way that you land forward. The E wouldn't connect. Like, for now I explained how the R works, how the E works, how the Q works, and how you can combo it on one target. And like, if there's two targets, you can obviously do the same. This is cancelled, this is faster. Let's do it slow. Like, you land first and then you cast the E. Like, those speed improvements are nice, and they make some cool highlights because it looks much faster and smoother, but it's nothing completely gameplay changing. Since the RE combo is pretty much just casting the E, you should also like have the fundamentals of using your E alone in your head when you're going for the RE combo. Like, what I mean is, to guarantee an E hit, you obviously don't want to cast it from max range, right? Because there's a lot of distance, the shuriken travels, and a lot of time for the enemy to react. Like, or maybe they're just moving a lot, they have like high movement speed, or they dash around a lot. Like, you're never gonna hit an Irelia who decided to fight you in your wave and dashes around with such an E. And if you're like aiming a little bit off, the E already doesn't hit. So we have like two aspects. First, the travel distance and the time it takes to hit, and then the angle which allows you to hit, compared to if you're close to someone, there's no time to react to, and it doesn't matter where you move your cursor because of the way Akali's E works. Like, your E always connects, right? So this is like the reason if you do your RE combo, you can close your eyes and wherever you want, the E always connects. Like this feels sometimes impossible to miss because of the way the E works. Another important aspect is the E cooldown is obviously much shorter than the ultimate cooldown. So instead of starting with the high cooldown, high risk usage, and then maybe not hitting the E for whatever reasons possible, you start with the low risk cooldown, and then once you hit the E, you can go further. Like Akali has a lot of ways to catch up movement speed from Shroud, or once you have Rocket Belt, or simply your Sorks, you have a lot of movement speed, your passive movement speed. Like there's a lot of ways for Akali to walk up and just use your ulti after you got the E on them. And then what you can do is like obviously you just Akali on them, and then you just finish them instead of doing like a combo like this, missing your E, and then you have your ultimate down, then you dashed away from the target, then you have only your second ultimate up, your E is on cooldown, you obviously won't kill someone in that way. To summarize everything, learn how your first ulti works, learn if you want to use it from max distance to close distance, like where you want to land, make sure you know how the E works, make sure to prioritize hitting the E first, then ulting if that's possible. This is much more reliable. Make sure to use the E in melee range, and don't overuse this combo. Like don't use it in a way that you would do in the RE combo on a target, but you dash away from it. And if you master this knowledge and apply it to your gameplay, you will way more often get a kill. You will way less have the situation in which you start with your ulti and then miss your E, and then got everything on cooldown and wasted your ulti pretty much. Like this will give you much more reliable gameplay and better comboing and less counterplay.